What's up, homies? Here for another edition of Fireside Chat. I'm your host, Mike Mason. I've been blowing glass since 2013. I've learned with a bunch of my heroes, and now I have the honor of capturing events in our industry and sharing them with you guys. Tonight we'll be stopping in at Glass Vegas, an event that happened in February of this year. Incredible. We'll talk about that in a second. I do want to take a moment to introduce my co-host, the lovely Carrie Strope.
Hello. Good evening. Welcome for joining us at the Fireside.
Yes. Welcome for joining us. Carrie, you are an educator in soft glass, infused glass, and stained glass, and a championship level glass cutter. Is there any accolades I've missed?
Well, always, but
Okay. All right.
that's a good start.
All
I'll,
right.
I'll roll with that.
All right. We'll leave it at that. Well, hey guys. I have had this idea that I want to make the beginning of the show pretty quick. I know why we're all here, and that's to party and that sort of thing, and see some glass. So, the beginnings, I think we're gonna really cut right to the news sort of stuff, and then cut right to the show. And on that news tip, there's some really cool classes going down. If you're in the Colorado type area, these cats are like a little bit east of Colorado, so like on the way in essentially. Man, what nice guys as well. Like really nice color tubing and such. But man, Ryan McClure's work is super clean. I mean, look at all those images. He's somebody I've looked up to for years. So yeah, man, if you want to learn to make millies from somebody who is really, really kicking ass, I think that's an awesome opportunity. There's another class that I wanted to, there's a show, this is the Dosed show with Justin Carter, and some of you guys remember him. He did an incredible like cold work chillum demo, a couple of other demos here with us on Torch Talk, and man, just a great dude. This is a show at Stoked in Connecticut, so for the East Coast type homies. And there's a class afterwards. The class is like the 11th. And that's like a one-day class where he's going to teach all sorts of prep. And like that stuff in the background, some of you guys might remember from his demo, like he used some of the prep that looks like that. That's like actually what his prep looks like. It's fucking amazing, among other things that he does. But yeah, so shout outs to the Stoked homies. Super cool cats. The place is great. I can't wait to make it out there another time. Gosh, you guys, I wanted to give a shout out to the homies involved with Pipetown. I know I've been mentioning it, but man, they actually sent me a screener. So I got to do the like Roger Ebert thing with that. Man, I don't know if I'm really ready to talk about it in depth yet, but it's like surprisingly personal. Like Joaquin's take as a person who came to this town and learned about this dream that people have been living. It's quite intimate. It's surprisingly so. I was expecting I don't know what I was expecting, but it's intimate, it's beautiful, and it kind of touches on what's really happening out there, and kind of even gets into what it is to be a working artist now, especially in a competitive environment like Eugene. Man, this shit, it hit all kinds of cool notes. So I'm not really ready to talk about it yet beyond that, but big thanks to Eli and Joaquin and everybody involved in making that thing a reality. It was super cool. I'm gonna say, man, I don't know. It might just be because we're friends, but I don't know. Julie Riggs comes out like big star. Like she's she had a lot to say, and I think speaks for everybody did. But man, she really. And speaking of, it might just also be that I've spent a couple of days now editing her demo from Glass Vegas, and that's actually on Torch Pass now.
It's like Mike's been hanging out with Julia for the last 2 days, and she's
Right, it's
unaware.
kind of crazy. Yeah, it's a little weird, but no. Her demo at Glass Vegas was incredible, and we'll have her with us on the show, and we'll narrate the creation of this incredible piece. But she has an absolutely fascinating approach to making skulls, and man, it really, really unique. So that's on Torch Pass right now. and it'll be out for everybody down the road. I didn't want to get too deep on that. We'll definitely talk about that. We'll have a chance to talk about that stuff later. I do have a fun giveaway for those who stick around an hour or whatever. We got, this is a Glass Vegas demo, so we do the Vegas Players Pack where I got the cards from Vegas. But then just I got a sticker pack. I got this is like one of the doper stickers from Lampwork Supply. Their sticker game is generally speaking fire, but sloths are just amazing. I got all sorts of random stuff, and then man, I was just finding random things. This is a koozie from the gas conference trip to Tampa this year. They had like a reception at this place, and I was like swiping chapstick and koozies, man, anything I can for you guys. I don't give a shit. And then, I do the subscription packs. These are some extra samples. So these are like, quarter sticks. A bunch of, this is like Haterade or whatever. And then I've got some Thomas Transparents. The Test Lab orange or whatever. Gorgeous orange, not that hot sauce orange. I'm not trying to hate, I'm just not a fan of hot sauce. That color is like, I want that candy orange, baby, give that to me. That's what the new Test Lab orange is like. And then I've got, and these are a whole bunch of like short pieces from samples of Proton, Pink Proton, and Blue V that I've done in the current or the upcoming packs or whatever. So man, this is like over half a pound of color.
Pack today.
Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of this, and then all the stickers and some cards, and then I've got like a pin. I've got a Stoked match pack, the Stoked homie's always hooking it up. And a real treat right here, the Breaking Glass lighter. And if y'all don't know about Breaking Glass, it's like the homies Josh Mazet and Kevin Beecher do this podcast, and they get fucking loose. It's like it's like Torch Talk back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And and there's a mood map pin in there. So anyways, enough about giveaways and stuff, but I appreciate you guys, and I love, it's better to give than receive, whatever that stuff is. But it really is, man. Fuck all that. You guys rock. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Let's pop this fucking thing off. This is my Vegas intro. Heavily influenced by a scene in the movie Casino. It's got like a super iconic intro for movies, A great film in general. But anyways, Glass Vegas, you guys, is an all-American trade show. They have a World Series of Glass competition. They have incredible demos on the stage. They have the Boro Derby. They have so much. We've gotten to share quite a bit, and I'm able to share quite a bit because all these companies you see here, just got to take a moment to give them a big shout out. Glass Vegas, the event, is actually one of my sponsors as well. They help me film all their competitors. That's what it is, man. I love this family of sponsors, and you guys pitching in a little out there too. And I do this in a way that allows me the most independence, and that's what it is. All these companies know that this is a family thing, and they want to help me do the most for all of y'all, even if that sometimes means putting positive light on the the people they compete with. That's natural. That's just how it goes. Anyway, so yeah, huge shout out to all these companies, and especially for being so fucking awesome to me and allowing me to do this somewhat unique thing. Laceface, you guys, here, I wanted to start this demo off. This is mostly a salt show tonight. But he's working on this pipe that Laceface hands him, and, what's so critical to the way Laceface works and the organic flow of her work is these attachments. So I thought I'd leave in just a few minutes of her doing one of these attachments on the pipe, kind of set the scene. That's Jess, the homie from Carlisle. Big shout outs to him. You guys, he is a championship level barefoot water skier. I swear to God, he was going around the lake at Melt like crazy. I didn't get to see it, but people showed me footage of it, and I'll share it with you guys at some point.
He had these tight Speedos on. It was crazy.
I didn't notice that, but it's good to know Carrie tucked that detail away.
No, I'm kidding. I was teasing him about that, though. I was asking him if he was going to wear, the championship Speedos, but...
Right, you got to have maximum performance out there.
Right, yeah. He had too many sponsors for a pair of Speedos, though, so...
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I'm not, Laceface is one of my teachers and all. Maybe I am somewhat qualified to talk about this, but, who can really talk about what the maestro does? And I think she's one of our maestros, you know, but, what you see here is that she finds these angles to get the right heat that she needs, the dank heat, to get it to flow. And that involves getting the heat spread around and soaked in. And, these bends, you always kind of, there's all these tenets to bends, you always want to bend up and spread more heat around. But that's just the basic shit, what you really see her doing. And even while Salt comes over to talk to her about another pipe they're working on, his pipe that I think we saw in her demo, we saw her finish that. But anyways, she's just hitting all the right angles and taking her time to build that heat up, such that when she moves, that this thing flows and doesn't have some weird, unnatural looking kink. That's because she took her time and found all these angles to really soak that dang heat. Hate to say it, but that dang heat is no joke. I mean, it's just the concept of core heat that I've made a joke out of, to hopefully it makes it a little more memorable. But that's the idea here, and you see that she builds that heat up in those sections, and it's spread out enough, and it soaks in enough that, and it's hard to explain, but you watch her do it, and she found all these weird angles that it took to get the heat soaked in there, and then moved it, and moves it in segments that she can manage. So, just some things to think about and watch as you see her do this. And look at this, even on the end here, curling that little bit in, and it just gives it this beautiful flow. You can see it matches kind of the other attachments. And this is what's called a headlock. It's basically a head, that's kind of upside down that turns into a kind of Sherlock. It's got a constriction there or whatever to form the bowl. It's a pretty cool design. Other things to notice is that she's got like a cold sealed handle on, or a cold sealed like top on the bowl area to keep it closed off, and she can bridge to it and all that. But when it's time, she's going to be able to just give that thing like a doink, and it'll hopefully come right off and maybe just leave the tiniest bit of glass to polish. And and those, man, cold seals like that, especially on hollow, or even trickier, man. Jason Gordon called those Jedi seals, and I think it's a pretty fun name. Kind of speaks to the level of skill. But just if you're just getting started with those, when you're doing your cold seal, the thing that you don't want glass to break away from definitely needs to be colder. So like if you're attaching a marble, your punny to it, the punny should be hotter than the marble, for example, or the back of your pendant. And there, that thing just popped right off. There's the dangers of the cold seal. I don't know if she tapped it or whatever, but, that's the trade-off that you make, is that motherfucker could come loose. But we're dealing with a pro here. I don't think she's going to freak. And at that point, does she really need air access, I don't think so. And this was one of the first outings of the Sharp Flame Champion. So she was getting a chance to use that, and yeah, it's apparently I haven't really had a chance to play with one yet, but it's apparently got the center that's more like the PM2D from back in the day, which people, get tattoos of and stuff. I mean, shout out to the homie Johnny Benson, he's got the champion tattoo, man. Alright, so on to the main course. Salt, man, what an amazing artist. We've had a chance to see him quite a bit now. Excuse me, because he's incredibly gracious, and he really is. He's like, for a guy at his skill level and, the collector base and all that, man, he's like one of the least pretentious people I've met. He's really genuine with it. He doesn't buy into all that system. He's aware of it intellectually and such, but, for example, it's why he wanted to hop over in the torch tent and melt and work with anybody who would give him something cool, Didn't have to be like some famous name or any of that bullshit. He's a really chill ass dude. And, maybe we're just starting there because I don't need to tell you how skilled he is with glass and, the pedigree here. This is the guy who, that he was like the first person to make a bong up at Corning during the gas conference when it made a piece. Confirmed with the Corning homies. That's the first, functional
Yeah.
ever made there. And
Yeah,
now
that was
he's
cool. I got to see that.
been invited back to teach and such. And, that was what opened the door for, that. All right. He's pulling down some glass here to do the horns, like, that are going to form this whole tentacled out horn looking thing, on this pipe. And he's going to section them out so that each one has the right amount of material. It's a really cool technique. But here he's just pulling down what he needs off of a thicker solid mass that he made. Probably clear, that he coiled a bunch of color around. And Salt, and he's just up here having fun with it. But
Right.
okay, where I was going to go here, I'm getting a little carried away and making this way too personal, but I mean, the reason that I do this, you guys, is that I had applied to do an episode of Torch Talk, like our little webcam show where I would do demos and get extra drunk. I applied to do an episode of that at the gas conference in 2017. And this 2017, because of what Salt did the year before and kind of busted the door open for us, they really gave up the ghost and stacked the lineup with pipe makers. Two Stroke was on it, Calm was on it. AKM came out. All these, who am I missing, Carrie? Oh, Piper Dan.
Piper Dan, and then they... Yeah,
Man,
then,
all these pipe makers got to go on stage and actually make pipes this next year. And,
Zach Puckowitz was up there too. They
yeah,
did this
Zach
late night collab
Puckowitz.
thing too.
Yeah, Zach Puckowitz was as well. Zach P, another good one. Okay, so, at a certain point, they said to me, well, will you do a live broadcast? And I was like, oh, fuck yes, I will. And so they asked me to do a live broadcast of the Flame demos. And that was the first time, anybody had really been like, yo, will you do a live, filming thing at an event? And I thought it was just this incredible opportunity to kind of do something good for the community in that, this was truly the moment when pipe makers were finally welcomed into a thing that had been, a bit standoffish historically. And so, man, I went to Melt that year in 2016 and had the opportunity to film there, but because I knew about that, I'd bought this camera and it showed up like the day before I left for Melt, and I actually went to Aardvark, which was the smoke shop down the road when I lived in Norfolk, and Justin Carter happened to be there doing a demo. Small world, we're talking about his class now, earlier. But anyways, and it was like Melt and then Glass Vegas, the very first year of Glass Vegas, had me out. And these events were like the things that kind of opened their arms to me before I had any idea even what the fuck I was doing. And that's what led to all of this. So, I mean, it's, you could really say in a way that Salt opening that door, which kind of opened a door for me the year later, is why I get to do all of this. I really liked that experience and really felt like it was important to run with the ball afterwards. I'd already started filming at events in a bit more in-depth, full process way, than people were doing. And that's what's led to all of this over the past 3 or 4 years since. So, anyways, man, I think we all owe Salt a bit of a debt in this acceptance. And, the way that he speaks about pipes and, he's one of these people who truly does represent us well. And by virtue of going into these environments and, saying, fuck it, I'm going to kick that door right the fuck down. We're going to make a bong here. And we're going to talk eloquently about why I made this bong and why it's important, yeah. All right. That's enough about me and Salt there. But okay, so I think that might have been a good moment to shut up there, though, because you saw that he pulled this section down and just sectioned it out, and each one of these is going to become one of these horns. And now he's got all this material sectioned out and kind of notch down, and it's going to allow him to add these things and flow through this process very quickly and efficiently. I hope I didn't make that too personal, but man, I really, really think that what he did there really opened a door for me that next year. There's no question about it.
He opened a door for a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of Boro. Because immediately following that, they went to Norfolk, and then was it the next year in St. Petersburg? I guess
No, the next year was in Murano.
Murano, let's not forget. But then
Yeah.
Pete, where they went heavy on the. They went to Zen. I don't know that there were necessarily pipe demos, but
Yeah, I wasn't super crazy about it, but the deed had been done. I don't think anybody felt this intense pressure to go, be like, yeah, we making bongs out, yeah,
yeah.
kind of vibe, like it might have been that year when it was kind of important to make that statement. And yeah, huge shout out to everybody at Zen. What a great year Tampa was as well. I mean, Murano was the glass experience of a lifetime. Can't bullshit about that. That was something special. And yeah, a lot of those demos are going to drop here in the next, I don't know, whenever I decide to premiere Glass Central Presents Season 2, which has all the demos from Tampa, which is like Robert Mickelson and Kentaro Yanagi and Peter Muller, an absolutely incredible demo. Really great stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty sweet. Laceface on there too, yeah? You haven't played that already, have you?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Torch Pass, though. And, it's actually, it's a very similar demo to what she did in Glass Vegas, but non-functional, but you really get to hear her talk through this process and to discuss the what's and the whys of, how she goes about building these structures. And then she talked just a lot about her life and career. And I thought it was a really, really good demo. So yeah, that's on Torch Pass now, but that'll definitely drop for everyone here in the near future.
Those horns are solid, right? That's a rod that he...
That's right, yeah. So yeah, he's got these attachments on and the right amount of heat in there, with the taper away from that base. He even, hits him down on the Marver and flattens it a little before the connection, which kind of even probably sucks a little heat out. It all contributes to being able to naturally pull it out to that organic tapered horn shape. These are going to become kind of a more technical thing, but for functional purposes of discussion, I think horns is the right way to call it right now. And y'all see he just did that whip, kind of whipped it out. That's kind of about initiating a flow in the glass. And it's something that if you watch Lucan work for an extended period of time, you'll notice he does quite a bit. Like he needs to get the end of a piece, moving in that direction or kind of pulled down more. It's instead of grabbing a punny and pulling on it or this or that, like he'll just whip it and kind of let the centripetal force or whatever let it get moving and initiate that flow of glass or whatever. If you're playing the Noah sighting drinking game, go ahead and take a shot. Noah's the HBO tech in the back chilling, looking very
everybody drink.
Yeah, totally.
Man, there's quite the contention in chat about those horns and whether they're solid or hollow.
No, they're definitely solid, dogs.
Didn't we just watch him section off that rod?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a big old hollow or solid.
Now you're gonna really confuse them.
No,
no, totally solid. Solid.
No, definitely solid,
didn't
guys.
You see him section down that hollow rod?
Yeah. really making sure to get all that area that it actually touches when it lands, nice and... Well, that's kind of why I dropped that exposure there so you can see the relative heats. They were both cooking at the connection point. So there's just like a timing thing, in terms of letting that base cool down, and then adding supplemental heat to the tip of the horn, but still moving while it's all still hot to the core. It's one of those things I've been kind of harping on this year is this notion that the first heat is the best heat. Anytime you can make a move like this, if you can keep pushing through it, and utilize the initial heat that you put into the blank, that's always going to be better than having to reestablish core heat, especially in something with a unique shape and that sort of thing. So just something to keep in mind, a little tuck away thing, man. The first heat is the best heat.
The first heat is the
Yeah.
best heat. You said that last episode, I'm pretty sure.
It's been on my, it's like late 2019's dank heat. Feels like the first heat. Yeah, it's applicable in all these circumstances, so expect to hear that shit. That could become like a 2020 drinking game for my alcoholics out there. And I thought this was cool. He's kind of just getting everything kind of pushed away and making sure he can attack the seam where they all connect and make sure everything is happy. I think using that little graphite tool facilitated that. And in the back we got a Coil doing the thing, and then Laceface.
Drone up there or something.
And that's the homie Ben Danger with Danger Visual, who's next to them there also, and the visual artist did some painting and such. Super cool cat, actually. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I've got something cool for the subscribers who got packs going out next month from him. Yeah, because we were kicking it at Pipe Classic, and yeah, anyways, like I said, I don't want to spoil the surprise. But yeah, good guy. A really awesome visual artist. They do, like, he does all the amazing stickers and visual work for Coil stuff, and a whole bunch of cats who really respected artists. Like all those amazing the Stoked Flyer we just saw he did. He does like all the amazing, like the illustrated flyers and all that. Like really, really good guy. Anyways, yeah, Salt just taking his time here, using that sharp center fire on that Carlisle Black Widow, as we now know it is. The homies were asking about the torch. That's what it is. It's a Carlisle Black Widow, which is apparently like a souped up CC. And he's just using that sharp center to really cook in where those tentacles or horns or whatever you want to call them connected.
Do you remember what color those horns are, Mike?
I definitely could tell you, and I strongly suspect that it's like a more traditionally dense color that he probably like coiled around a thing of clear, and then maybe did more clear around it, and then maybe another coil of it, or he's got all these games that he plays to stretch material and, get horns like this out of a more dense color. So I don't know what it is, but I suspect it started as something much more dense. Like, I'll share with you guys a trick that I think okay, hold on, let me be quiet here. Check it out. He's got an eye milli here, and that has like the pupil surrounded by white. And there we go, he sinks it on. And he's gonna give it a bit of a lens and then cook it in.
Just a tiny bit.
It is, yeah, not much. And if you've seen one of his webinars, he has like a much more complicated process that he used in the past for these, but now it's like he's building the white into the milli. And he's got like bigger ones of these that he uses a bunch and add for adding all the eyes now. And this is the process used to be more involved. Like he would cook the chip in some and then add the lens, you know, and cook the lens in a certain degree and all that shit. Now it's add the chip, add the bit of the lens, and then cook them bad boys back together. Oh snap! I forgot to install that transition thing, man. I can't believe that's still happening. It's like, yo, install me. Or pay for me or something. All right, and I think here he's going to use this bit to kind of form the eyelid. And sure, he's flattening it. I know we've talked about this when we've seen him do this before, but, you know, starting with the flat lens, or not lens, like a flat layer or whatever, gives the eyelid, you know, a much more... It's a look that he would have to shape later, and it's easier to do it this way for him. In other circumstances, I've seen him, you know, still kind of reinforce that shaping. But this seems to be the way he prefers to do it. And yeah, the bottom one doesn't get the flattening. This is like a super miniature version of what he traditionally does, but it's the exact same method. Comes over it and gives it that wing, that flatten, and then carves in that definition around it. And you know, it's when you see this on like beginners trying to make eyes and stuff, you know, like they just slop some glass on and the definition in that crease comes from the glass itself just being laid on. And that's like not a good seal, you know what I mean? Like, it's something we've talked about, like, with Firefly and some of these other guys. Like, how do they get away with all this carving? And this and that, and get all these lines and definitions and such. And it's like, it's because it started by really cooking everything in properly and then adding that definition back later. Or starting on something that's already so happy that they know nothing is going to set off. I mean, it's a form of what's called mechanical stress. You got thermal stress, you know? If you flash your thing and it cracks, it'll give you that big spider crack. That's thermal stress. You fucked up. If it's cracking because, you know, you've got a weird kink in your seal or whatever you carved in too much, and then something sets it off, that's your mechanical stress. And it's like, how do you get away with that? How do these guys add all these acute angles that are traditionally problematic? And it's that everything underneath it, around it, leading up to it is cooked in super well. Excuse me. And it's never being created by some weird seal not being done right or something like that. It's always almost like a shaping done on happy glass, as opposed to unhappy glass being left, you know, due to the process. So just something to think about, especially if you make those eyes. Definitely always, you know, start with something you can cook in and have it all happy, and then give it that carve after. Get those nice definition. And if you got like a paring knife, you know, or like a fillet knife, you can stab right in the corner kind of like where the tear duct is. Use that as your guide and whoop, carve right around. Give these, you know, give you a really nice definition. See that on like elbows, got that double lid look, you know, that sort of carve. But it's never like two little lines of glass, you know, or something that aren't sealed, you know, or something. Like I said, when I see that, it's, or you'll see the little tails on the end, you know, like in the corners not cooked in. Like, what the fuck? Somebody was asking on the Torch Talk group, they're like, well, how much does an eye pendant sell for? And it's like, if it has some bullshit like that, not much. All right, and now the homie, as you can see, he's tucking these guys around. It's almost got like a crown. It's like the Statue of Liberty kind of vibe going on, like on acid. what was that sketch on Mr. Show back in the day? Or like, welcome to Drugachusetts or whatever. It's like making fun of those old bizarre variety programs or whatever.
This is a
Anyways,
show that you've said that I need to watch.
everybody needs to watch Mr. Show with Bob and David. One of the finest sketch comedy. I mean, it's quite surreal, and like if you enjoy The Big Bang Theory, Mr. Show with Bob and David is not going to be your vibe.
I was
But
gonna say.
if you enjoy Arrested Development, you know what I mean, then you're probably going to enjoy Mr. Show with Bob and David because, David Cross is on both shows.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it is. And if you guys don't know that show, I mean, some of you guys might know, and Bob, that's Bob Odenkirk. He's the guy who's in Better Call Saul, plays the lawyer. Yeah, like 25 years ago, they did this absolutely surreal sketch comedy show that is like unbelievably funny. I could not recommend it enough. They did like a new version of it for Netflix like a few years ago, and it's actually pretty fucking good too. But man, oh man, there's nothing like this show when it came along that just took this format of Saturday Night Live and this and that, and I mean it's fucking brilliant in so many ways. All the sketches have like insanely surreal ways that they tie together. It's nuts. It is a truly groundbreaking show. I don't think there's been anything like it. Even their show doesn't touch it. So yeah, all right, enough about Mr. Show with Bob and David, but yeah. And yeah, so here's the homie doing a kind of a similar thing that we saw Laceface do. Like he got that initial shaping, got him sealed on, and now he's heating up segments and curling them around. And that's Teddy, the homie, Ted Campos, if you want to be all official and shit.
He says his friends call him Teddy. It says it.
Yeah, nah, man, don't be. I mean, but don't be all going up the man you never met him and shit. Like, I saw you on Torch Talk. What's up, Teddy? They probably weird the man right out. No, man, dude, what a sweet guy. He's one of the people who helps put on this event. Though, check it out here. The homie's adding these, the suction pods, cups, or whatever type of vibe. And anyways, I did want to give a shout out to the homie, though, man. Really great dude, and just a really nice guy to hang out with, too, besides helping put on this amazing show. I'll tell you guys a trick, something you'll get to see in the, forthcoming Melt University, which is, is at Melt, and I spent the week filming at the main stage. So instead of, where I'd typically be in the tent filming, 20 different things, I filmed, 20 different things, all with Salt, Itai, and Phil Siegel on the main stage that I'll be able to share with you guys this time. I'm extremely excited about this. It went great. So there's going to be a shitload, and it's going to form a series called Melt University. But here's a little something I'm sneaking out from the notes for you. All right, so this color, I don't even remember which it is. You guys will know which one it is. But there's blush, and then there's uber blush and like that or whatever, and they're hard to get. The one that's hard to get, the homie had this other one that is easier to get, and he made a blank where he took clear and then coiled a bunch of the other color around it, and a bunch of it. And then just did a small layer of the one that's really rare on the outside. And then pulled that shit down. And he had a rod that looks just like he had used a shitload of the rare color. So just something to think about. You can oftentimes cheat by getting a color that's close and using that for the core. But using just a little bit of the much more valuable color, rare color on the outside. And get away with it or whatever. It's nice to stretch your color like that, period. But especially if it's something that's hard to get, or you had to pay a bunch to get it, or this or that. Okay, so homie's cooking in all these dots, and then he's going to stab them with that tungsten pick and give them that cool suction cup look.
The pucker.
Yeah. No, I think on bigger ones he'll use some kind of tool. Almost like the end of a Sophietta or something like that, and it gives it a more defined look. But this is a super tiny, everything here is miniaturized. How about that eye? That shit looks crazy. So yeah, really taking a second there to cook those things in. Even using that outer a bit. He knows what he can get away with, and just to get that surface hot and not like deform anything or cause trouble, but just proceed faster. All right, stabbing time. Those ones are a little hard to see, but shortly we'll be in the... Here we go. He's almost like, kind of digging in there a bit too, it's like... Really making sure he gets some definition. And here again, it's like he's got all this, distinct action happening, but it's like he really took his time to cook in all the dots first. And I think that allows him to leave this, really poked kind of thing going on there with minimal stress remaining, I think he could maybe just like heat each one and cook them in at the same time that he does the poke, But maybe he learned the hard way on that one, or I don't know. I think it's something to be said for the fact that they're fully cooked in, before he goes in and gives them this gouge, so you got all these areas that have been kind of tooled.
Well, if he does it this way, it's more of like an assembly line style. He might get more, everything's the same, uniformity.
Yeah. I think here he had hit it with the annealing flame or whatever, so now it's kind of sooted up.
Everybody was wondering about that.
Yeah, it got.
Everybody was getting nervous in chat, like he hasn't flashed this.
Yeah, I gave it a whole annealing flame thing there, and okay, so now see that he laid those little. He laid the gum first, and then he goes in and adds these little teeth. So this is how he's adding these little kind of monster claws. They're going around the eye of the piece or whatever, actually, if you notice, Like these big kind of alien-looking eyes, but now they've got freaking nasty teeth all around them. The man has a vision, what can you say,
Like super sexy eyelashes. I want to see this on somebody's Halloween costume.
Yeah, I don't know. What's that thing, like the vagina dentata or something like that, where it's like the vagina with all the teeth or whatever?
Stick some of those on your
I
eyes.
don't know,
okay,
it's kind of got
right.
a bit... Well, I'm just saying the shape of it, it's kind of got that, like...
Right, yeah.
Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just playing, like...
The Venus flytrap?
Yeah, no, that's a real thing, everybody. I swear. No, yes, but I don't know. I think this is a pretty neat process. Like I said, he lays those initial the gum down or whatever first, and then comes in and adds these little teeth, fangs, whatever you want to call them, and just it's so cool to watch the way that he really expertly lays the glass in and has that timing down so that it pulls out, and then the way he tips it off in the flame right here, like tip, 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 tip. He really has that down. I alone have watched him do this like 1,000 times now. Like I've watched him do it enough to be a master of watching him do it.
Nice. I am a salt spectator master.
Yeah. Expert level salt watcher. And I thought this was a pretty cool way to get it off the blow tube, you guys. Kind of reminds me of this technique where he was splitting people's pendants, you know, by carving them in half, kind of in adding that stress line, and then he would punny to each side and snap the pendants in two. Here he just kind of did the same thing, but in hollow. It didn't work the first time, but he'll get it. Just needed a more distinct carve there. There it went. It's too fast for me to even think about moving the camera. Laceface is checking her bank account like, oh yeah, we about to get paid. Not just playing.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
it's not like that. Yeah, no, huge shout out to Laceface and her husband, Steve. Super, super nice cats. I had the pleasure of kicking it with them a good bit at Pike Classic, and out when I was at the Starship as well when I got to see Steve. But you know, they run the Walton Art Gallery, and they've got an interesting take on, you know, who they work with and why they work with and how they, you know, sell glass. And yeah, it's an interesting thing. They kind of stay away from a relationship that's oriented around profit and all that bullshit, which I think is really cool. I'm not going to speak for them on that beyond that. But yo, how about that pipe? Give it up. That's right. Exactly. Hit
Nice.
that was hit that thumbs up or whatever. I don't know. I'll obsess with those things, but it's nice when I come back and see that people liked it. Yeah, huge shout out to Salt and to Lacey and all the homies involved with Glass Vegas. And then these companies, you guys, they pitch in every month. And some of you guys out there too on Torch Pass. It sincerely adds up to me being able to do more. This thing I filmed, but just today I've been editing, and over the past couple of days, really, well, like the Julie Riggs thing I was mentioning, that was filmed by the homie Whitefire Glass. Huge shout outs to him. He filmed the Laceface one that you guys already saw. He filmed the doc demo that you guys saw. And, you know, like there's just no money to fly someone out to run an extra camera and to buy a second camera and all this stuff. I mean, you guys, my batteries are starting to die. Like, you use your batteries too many times on these cameras, and all of a sudden, like, they'll die at 25%. So now I have to buy more batteries. Not to turn it into a thing about that, but it's just, that's where you guys and all these sponsors, they're covering all the hardcore expenses of this thing, you know. Some of them you don't even think about. Like, I didn't realize. I was like, what, I have to buy all new batteries now because they'll fucking fail on me randomly? Damn it. That sort of thing. So anyways, I don't mean to get on that. I just want to express gratitude. Yeah, one of the ways I like to express gratitude is with the giveaways. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, man, I've got all these like sample rods. It's like over a half a pound of colors. Some of these are some shorter bits, but yeah, it's like Blue V, Pink Proton, Haterade, the Test Lab Orange, stickers and matches and koozies, like sticker pack, all that. And yeah, when we do the Vegas Players pack, so you know we got the the playing cards. Go ahead and throw in numbers 1 through 200, if you would, my dogs. And then we'll give that away, and then I'll pick another couple homies to just get a sticker pack, because I've got a few extras right now. I'll just throw those in an envelope, and they got a bunch of fun stickers in there. So yeah, throw some numbers in there, guys. And yeah, real quick, I'll just give you guys the update on Torch Pass, because you know, some of y'all, it's $5 and you get there's normally like 3-4 demos a month that are hitting there exclusive. They stay for 6 months. This one I just dropped before this episode hit, so if any of you guys are on there and you wanted to keep the glass party going, You can watch that afterwards. Absolutely incredible technique in the way that she builds the structure of the skull out. Like a week or two ago, I posted the Freak demo. This thing is like movie length. Man, you get to see all these sections get shaped. You don't watch the discs get drawn. He brought a ton of discs and basically built this thing out of them. And it's incredible. It's like I said, it's like an hour and 45 minutes of hot glass action, straight fucking sex, man. Holy shit. And then the other one that dropped this month was a glass demo with Anthony Charles, Frit Glass. Man, he's crushing these lathe cups. So if you're a lathe guy and you want to see a cup get made, man, that's kicking it on there. There's some older stuff. This is from September's drop of stuff. Incredible hammer with Dakota Madrona, the homie. When that runs, we'll definitely have him with us on the show. If you guys are not familiar, you must look him up. Just throw his name into Instagram. He does like little sketches, where he'll like dress up as a popular figure. They're fucking hilarious. I don't even want to spoil them by trying to imitate them or anything. This dude is hilarious. Really nice guy. That blasted Dicra image thing with Justin Fike is sick. And Bo Barrett, I think he's one of the best flame workers. Flash, that bubbler demo, ridiculous. That Millie technique, it's wild. I'm not trying to tease you guys or anything, just a little, I guess. But, all that stuff will become public in time. The thing we watched tonight was on there 6 months ago or whatever. And now it is here for all of us to enjoy together. But I want to find a way to say thanks, and drop something hot for you guys who can pitch in. Because it does add up. We're a little over 150 homies on there now. I don't like to get into goals and all that bullshit, but I really want to hit like 200 in the near future on this thing, because I've done the math. That's what it'll truly take for me to get. If that happens and another couple of sponsors come on, we're going to be right in the fucking sustainable zone. Maybe even be able to compensate myself a little for days spent editing instead of being in the studio making money for my family. I don't mean to sound calculating. It's just at a certain point something has to give. I can make anything that I want in the studio, and it's when I burn day after day after day, it's I signed up for part of that, but at a certain point it's the right thing is that time be compensated as well, so I can do more of it and share more, and to try and keep up with the workflow of going to all of the events. And where's the time to do my own work? So not to make it into a big deal about me or whatever, it's just that's what this thing offsets. And that's where I'm trying to be, so that I can keep doing this the right way. When we need to bring somebody out because there's another stage full of ballers, I want that to be possible. We have some trusted people that are really genuinely worth it for the community kind of thing. And anyways, all right, enough about that. But that's the deal. Giveaway time means you got to hear a little bit of that little razzmatazz, whatever.
Hey, Mike, did you try and find I'm assuming you did. Did you try and find a finished picture of that from tonight?
No. I don't know if they've ever posted one, actually.
I can't find one. I'm looking on Instagram. So
yeah, no, I think
I haven't seen any.
I think it might have been one of those type of pieces that somebody in the crowd was like, I want that shit, and they scooped it the next morning the second it was cool out of the kiln,
Right.
It just disappeared, kind of thing. So yeah, no, I can't say that. I did look on Laceface's and Salt's page, but guys, they're kind of in this. They're in that baller phase where they only seem to post every so often, and it's always the huge collaborations, and that was a quick demo piece, and that might not have been the type of thing that they found the time to photograph and put up, with the thing. It's just a matter of logistics. I think that may have been it. I don't know. So yeah, no, there's not a thing like that. And guys, if you didn't tune in the beginning, quick news recap. If you're near Colorado, anywhere near Colorado, and you want to learn Millie from a truly, truly excellent artist, don't get me wrong, man, I love my Lauren Stump, but if you want to learn how to do borosilicate cartoon type, lined imagery. Like, man, this dude is fucking awesome. He is. And then you've got people like, whenever this thing has been shared, I'll just give a shout out to Dapo, Daniel Puerte. Every time he said, yo, Ryan was one of my teachers, changed my life. If you want to talk about the testimonial there. So just be aware that that's happening. Ryan's somebody I really, really respect. And yeah, if you're out on the East Coast, we mentioned this a couple of times tonight, but Justin Carter, man, has a show at Stoked in Connecticut, and then there's a class on the 11th, and it's like a one-day class. So if you're anywhere near like the New York, Connecticut area, I'd sincerely think you would be stoked if you took that class. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended or whatever, but yeah. And Justin, man, it's something I was trying to get at on like the group. Something, you guys have seen a couple of his demos or whatever, some really sick ones, in fact. But what you don't get to hear is the way, like, if there's like glass artist around, he's just constantly like, and here's why I do this, and here's a trick for this, and like, here's the like, I'll give you guys a quick example. Here's like this bubble-free stringer trick he was sharing. And this is for people who do stringer drawing, and I think this has the audio, so like I'm gonna be quiet and you guys will be able to hear. Let me see if this works. Yeah, it does. It's very loud.
What's that, baby? I think, are we watching something?
We are watching something.
We're watching you. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
You know how to do a bubble free stringer?
A what?
You know how to do a bubble free stringer?
I don't know what that means.
It's a really cool technique. So like if you were doing villas or something like that,
Alright.
and you have a really bubbly color, steel wool, or something like that, and you want to use it in your villa.
Yeah.
This is what Eugene taught us in a
Alright.
class we took. So this rod, I introduced it into the flame and it cracked. It's like a telltale sign that there's some bubble in the glass.
Alright.
Aquas will usually doesn't have it in there. But what I do is I make sure that the end is nipped with a nipper, It's not melted, but it's nipped. So that way any channels that are in there are open.
Okay.
And you start behind it. And then you work
Chase it out. Yeah, that's very clever.
And any air that would be in there will be out.
Well, yeah.
And that's a bubble-free stringer.
Boom. Ooh, we're live now. Oh, there's the homie Merritt in the background. Anyways, oh look, it's about to play what we're doing right now live. It's about to get trippy in here. Anyways, I don't know. I think that's just like an example of, how he just was like, yo, do you know what I'm doing? Yo, check this out. And that's just the type of dude that he is. And I can only imagine him, man, just hemorrhaging knowledge for a class, especially. So if any of you guys are out in that neck of the woods, definitely consider it. Are all the numbers in? Did everybody do the number thing?
Yeah, there were a couple still trickling in, but I think we're good there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give them just like 30 more seconds. I'm gonna go grab another drink. I'll be right back. Yeah, check out the tie dye from the homie, Brandon Dorn, right, baby?
Yep, Brandon Dorn. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to remember his Instagram account. I can't offhand because it's not got his name in it.
This motherfucker.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe Pearl will entertain us for a moment here while Mike grabs a beverage. We can check out Snoopy on the leather couch, and everybody might cleaned his room. Look at how tidy that looks. Look at all those hats. Good looking room. Anyway, while you're waiting for Mike to get back, hit that like button. If you don't already subscribe, click get notifications, and you'll know when you guys can join us and chat. And yeah, still a couple numbers coming in. So fast.
Yo, all right. I'm back. I'm back.
I'm still trying to find that piece. I'm on Walton Art Glasses or Art House Instagram feed, and
Okay.
I don't know if that piece ever got photographed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it must, but I'm not seeing it.
Well, we're seeing you. Who made that pendant?
This is a Juju.
Juju glass? Very
Yeah,
cool.
I picked it up in Madison when there was a art show up there that wasn't fam.
All right. That's what's up. Are all the numbers in? Is it actually time to do this?
I think so. I mean, actually, there was since you said that, there's been 3 more.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do it. We've made everybody wait long enough.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and wait, it's 12/14 on the East Coast. That means it's Peter Castrapa's birthday.
What? Oh, shit. Hell
Happy
yeah.
birthday, Peter.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's great, man. Yeah. Clickety, 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 clack. Okay, is there a 193?
Let's see, 193.
Yeah.
Nothing there. Are we doing exact?
Yeah, we're gonna do exact.
Uh-oh. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute. Clickety clack. 184. I don't see anything. Alright. Click. 124. Nah. 176. Hell to the nah. 32. Nope. 43. Yo, this is getting ridiculous. Is this real?
Well, yeah. Come on, people, where are those numbers?
Alright, 48. Nope.
Nope.
Alright. What the hell? I feel like we've picked 200 numbers already. This is crazy. Nothing? Is this serious? Like Mike, you've picked 8 winners already. Your search is just not working.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
right. Everybody gets
Yo,
a rod.
this is actually getting a bit ridiculous. I can't believe we haven't had a direct hit yet. All right, this is it. I know there's a 62. I just know it. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right. How could y'all do this to me?
Wow.
Man, I know this is sort of crazy. Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
Something's up.
Well, Walker 2508.
Walker 2508 bringing the name. All right, but it can't just be in your name.
125, 2508. No.
Damn, I think we already tried 126 maybe even. All right, 139. Here we go. Yo, how... This is okay. All right, here we go. I know there's somebody with a 33.
Peter has a 133.
Nah, I see multiple Damn, we got 3 33s.
Chris Byers has the first 33 that I
see Chris with the first 33 as well. I'm gonna drag that up just so you guys can see. We got that one there.
So close to a happy birthday present, Peter, but...
Yeah. Peter, you're my boy, man. Just send me your address. I'll get you a sticker pack, player.
And someone was asking if there are, I think Caleb was asking, are there Torch Talk stickers? He would sticker those all over the place.
There's the Torch Talk stickers themselves ran out a long time ago, but I'm gonna print some new stickers before probably the next year or whatever, and I'm gonna rebuild the sticker packs. So there'll be some of the best old ones, which will definitely be a Torch Talk logo in there and such. And then there'll be some new ones. And yeah, so we're going to kind of rebuild the numbers back up. And yeah, it'll be good. So
yeah, I have some fun Torch Talk stickers. I got some with the hops. I like those ones. That's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
And, Starry Nights, Torch Talk. That's a
Oh
good
yeah,
one, too.
those ones. Yeah, those are the super OG ones. Yeah, but yo, Chris, get me an address, mikemason@gmail.com. That would be extra tight. And then let's go ahead and pick a couple more homies, because I've got some of these sticker packs just chilling out in the cut for some of y'all. No? No? Damn. This has been a pretty fun night for the
Ooh,
picks. Okay, here we
122.
go. Walker, 2508. Winner after all. Walker dog, hit me the same thing, man. MikeMason@gmail.com, and I do have a sticker pack for you. And then let's find one more winner for sticker packs. A bit silly with the 33 again. Get the fuck
Another
out of here, man.
33.
Well, you know, actually, we could pick one of the second people who picked 33, but I feel like they should have picked another number later or something and discounted
Yeah, I
that.
think,
So we're
yeah.
not gonna do that if it's already been picked. It's not happening.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention. Your numbers picked.
131.
I see a 131.
I do too.
Norm.
Norm. Oh shit, Norm in the house. Norm, fuck yeah, man. Hit me with an address, please. So yeah, all right, well that is what we came to do. I don't think, oh, there was one other thing I wanted to mention, you guys. The Jerome Baker lecture.
Oh, yeah.
That's on the 31st. You can go to like the Flow's website to sign up. I tried to go earlier and it was giving me trouble. I'm not certain if it's back yet. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but it was on the Flow's site. Maybe the product expired or something. Whatever. It's on the Flow's website, so that's where it should be at least. I don't know why it disappeared like that, but it should be here. And it was earlier, and then I went to the thing earlier and it just disappeared. So, I don't know. I don't imagine they canceled it, but that is happening, and I'm pretty stoked on that one. Where'd everything go? Oh, Carrie.
I was trying to look at your big cartel to see if you had any sticker packs listed. Do you
No, no. These days I make them for the subscribers, and then sometimes I make extras and list them. But I was mentioning, like, I want to kind of rebuild the packs. Like a few stickers just ran out, so the numbers are a little weird. And like I don't like to sell packs unless it's super dank value. So, you know, like the ones I'm sending out for prizes are pretty sweet. But you know, if I were to keep making more, I'd have less stickers than usual.
Do you have
And
any of your newer stickers? Somebody was asking, like, new stickers, will they be as funny as the old ones? But I think they're thinking like the meme stickers that you make, and those are always coming out, I feel, right?
yeah, those are, I mean, there's constantly new ones, like, I mean, I do kind of have, like, an internal rule system about, you know, like, the response that I want to see, you know, so, like, I'm not just counting on my own sense of humor. So I generally want other people to like them. Let's see, this is the newest one with the homie from, The Princess Bride.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You fool. Don't
You
look
fool.
into one of the classic blunders. Or whatever type of thing, you know? Like, I don't know. I personally like that one. What's the other newer ones? Let's,
Got any male prostitutes handy?
The Male Prostitute is one of the newer ones. Yeah, this is, he's only doing it to upgrade his torch, you understand. Yeah, yeah, I think this was the one before that. This is amazing, actually. Holstein Glass came up with this?
Yeah, that one's pretty funny.
Confucius or whatever. Yeah. I mean, this one's an older one. Chris Vargas came up with this, but I mean, it's never been a better time to have a Joker sticker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but like I'm feeling like we need like a new Joker sticker. That dude's notebook, if you've seen the movie, is ripe for comedy. I'm somehow, some way, I'm gonna make a glass meme with that motherfucker's notebook. I just don't know what yet. And this one is somewhat new. It's the look on that motherfucker's face. And then this one is actually, I think that we just ran out of the newer version of this, but I found a stash of the newer version is suggested by Gabe Halliday, and it's like you can't just anneal all your problems away, which is to say that if you leave mechanical stress in there, that's going to trigger, you know what I mean? You can't just anneal that shit out, but this is, you can't just marver all your problems away, Dr. Phil. That's the old one, and that's one of the ones I'm going to bring back like as like the best of. What else do we got? We got this kid. This kid makes me laugh.
Oh, right.
Okay. Yeah. And then we get the classic, the controversial sometimes.
Uh-oh.
Red Max Lives Matter.
Oh, yes.
But
see where that
but let me just be clear. This is a joke on Red Max owners first and foremost. That's not just playing, but like, it's a joke on like the motherfuckers who run with that shit. They're like, Blue Lives Matter and all this bullshit. Like, they get offended that the motherfuckers say that like certain lives matter. And like, now we gotta have our thing, man. Fuck all that. This is a fucking political game to me. This is just about making fun of Red Max owners. And this one also, speaking of making fun of Red Max owners, this one is, you know, like this somebody made this one where they were like with the comparing torches to women. And I was like, oh, y'all asked for it, you know, because now I'm going to have to compare y'all to types of dudes. But it's really just a brutal setup for the one with the Red Max guy there, who is homeless, as it were. So, anyways, we got some stickers from the homie Fred, Homeblown Glass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. If you came to melt, man, this is the dude that tossed your salad. You know what I'm saying? So
Fred is the salad tosser extraordinaire.
Yeah, you gotta. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And this is one of my these are my Drake ones. This is they're based on Drake album covers. Yeah. Anyways. So those are the current packs that are going out for people, but like, yeah, some of them are starting to run out and get low and all that. So I don't actually have like a bunch for sale on the website like I normally do. I'm not trying to be withholding or anything. It's just, man, when I did the next, like my next round of subscription packs goes out next month, and then I don't have to prepare another set of sticker packs till like January. So I really wanted to like get a little bit of money in and shift it, you know, towards printing a bunch of new stickers and kind of getting those packs rebuilt, you know, like it's all in the budget. It's just, it takes some time. So that was my plan, was to kind of hit it strong for 2020 with sticker packs. But right now is a weird time. You kind of have to just win them. Because, yeah, when I made the last round, I made like 20 packs. And they go quick, man. They go quick. So anyways, enough about sticker packs and stuff. Shit, man. Yo, thanks so much to everybody who tuned in and keeps tuning in and makes this thing a positive experience for me. It's, you know, we kind of got into talking about the history and the what's and the whys, but like the reason I keep doing this year after year is that, you know, you guys make it a party for me, and it's so fun to do this here every week, and it's so fun to meet you guys around the country and even the world and do this thing together. It's, this is just been a beautiful thing, and so I thank you guys for making it a beautiful thing for me, and the support, either just being here part of the community or pitching in. I really appreciate y'all either way. Thanks for being here. I hope y'all have a great rest. I hope y'all have a great Halloween. Take it easy out there. Don't get too crazy. Don't do nothing wild, but have fun. I'd love to see some torch related costumes. If you have a torch-related costume or glass-related costume, you'll definitely get a sticker pack. I'll tell you that right now. So, there's one option. Anyways, yo, seriously, thanks to everybody who tuned in. I really appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your night and rest of your week. I really appreciate y'all here for being with me on this ride. Fuck yeah. I'm going to send y'all off to Carrie for a more beautiful goodbye.
Of course. Yes. A more beautiful goodbye.
Yeah.
No, thank you all for joining us. Mike, there was actually some comments earlier, some folks saying they kind of missed the tipsy Mike, so maybe we can figure out some sort of party vibe to do a Tuesday night.
Right.
live or something.
Well,
Tuesday Night Live.
right, yeah, I can appreciate that. I've definitely tried to reel it in a little, especially when I'm sharing other people's glasswork. It is a bit of the thing there, not to take the stream back over, but yeah, when it's like my demos, and especially back in the day when it was a little more colloquial or whatever, no problem. But yeah, when I'm sharing other people's work and sharing these events that are, like, don't get me wrong, man, like, they know we're here to have a party, and I still want to have a good time. Um, but it's a matter of the way that there's other people involved here, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like Las Vegas tonight, Salt, Laceface, and if I'm out here a little too loose, I don't feel like that represents them properly, and I'm trying to, it's like, it's not to say that, like, I got to put on a suit and tie or whatever. It's just I do feel a weight and responsibility to represent our community well. And part of that just I mean, come on, man. I'm like, we're not fucking here sober. It's just like I do want to reel it in just a bit, especially when it's other people's work. And when it's my demos, or God forbid if you ever get me on that Breaking Glass show, we're gonna get loose.
Oh yeah. Oh well. Oh hey, I told them they should keep an eye out for the hot glass hot tub.
Okay, yes, yeah. That's one of the that's one of the 2020 shows. I thought we were done here, but now we're going to talk about Hot Glass Hot Tub. Hot Glass Hot Tub is the full-on interview show. And I really prefer to, I love filming glass and sharing and talking about that process, but if we're going to do an interview, I mean, where are people more chill and relaxed than when we're chilling in the hot tub? So that's a bit of the impetus, and I think I'm not 100% on the logistics yet, but I know that if maybe we have some fun parties for Torch Talkers in certain areas, maybe it's the type of thing where we rent a venue that has a hot tub, and then we have
big hot tub.
We control the hot tub. We can set the cameras up the way we want and film it properly and record everybody properly. And I mean, and it's a bit of a joke, but it's not. Like, after these events, man, we always end up running into the coolest people in the hot tub. Like, I mean, like, I remember one night we were leaving Vegas after a Champs thing, and Ham and all these cats, like two drains, Max, and all these cats are chilling with us in the hot tub, and these are my friends. We have the great conversations, and I want to bring that to the thing, and it just feels like
welcome to the Wesley Arms.
It is, yeah. If you guys have seen that sketch, my love. But it just, I don't know, traditional setup feels a little like forced to me. Like, hey, come into this room. We're gonna do an interview and all this bullshit. No. It's like, let's have a drink and chill in the hot tub, and maybe we'll talk about some real shit. It'll be fun. I just want to do something a little unique and have a setup that I don't know. If I'm gonna do an interview show, like, I'm not saying we're gonna do 52 of these a year, but I have a feeling we'll have an opportunity to film some of these, and maybe even get some of you guys out there in the tub with us, while we're doing this. I think it's going to be fun.
Shaggy's in the audience, by the way, and he's down. Shaggy.
Okay.
He's down for a hot tub interview. Shaggy, we were actually talking about you earlier this week because we had a different idea that we were kind of associated with the hot glass hot tub.
we actually have an idea we need to talk with you about in private. It's nothing crazy. It's just, we thought about you and another idea about somebody we wanted to have on the show. And anyways, all right. I thought we
got
were
our own
done.
pipe dreams going on here now.
We do. We have, it's just, it's so cool that we get to be here together, and I'm sincerely always thinking about the most fun and the most positive direction for all of this to go. And I know some of it might be a bit of a joke, but I mean, like, the hot tub thing, that just speaks to my heart. Like, that, like, I don't want to just do some fucking interview where it's like, hey, we're going to go into a room and we're going to do a thing and here's the notepad. Fuck all that. Like, I want to do something that speaks to me, and that, for me, is relaxing in a hot tub with my friends after we put in the hard work and talk, about interesting shit and have a good time. I don't know. I'm just always trying to find a structure that I think is fun for me and genuine, but also good for the homies out there. It's what it's all about. So, all right, man, I thought we were done. I'm going to say goodnight. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for your support of my vision for a hot glass hot tub interview show. We'll be coming with that shit in 2020. All right.
I'm looking forward to
Yeah, I'm gonna send you off to Carrie for another
it. One more.
elegant goodbye.
One more goodbye,
One
unless
more.
I can come up with another topic for,
Yeah.
for rambling another 20 minutes on. No, anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. Got me laughing until I'm crying. Oh, okay. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Look forward to hanging out with you guys in the next week or 2 or 3 or 4. All of them.
I'm gonna be here for a minute. Hell yeah. Good night, everybody. We love you.